Welcome to Psychic Tuesday with Sweet Bee. It's been quite a week, I'm sure, for everybody, and we're going to start at the top with some astrology. We're going to start with, I talked about the hangover from the last eclipse we just had, but I'm going to go to the one that's about to show up. And let's have a little deep dive into Taurus and into Scorpio lunar axis and the north node of destiny and the south node of karma and this upcoming eclipse. And so from 0 to 10 degrees in that lunar axis of Taurus and Scorpio, impacting fixed signs. So Leos, Aquarians, Scorpios, and Tauruses, this is going to impact you the most. And it's the final eclipse in a series of eclipses in this lunar axis. I think I heard angels sing when I said that a little bit, and it's a partial lunar eclipse, and it's about emotional stuff and the deepness, the revelations, things that are being revealed to us. You know, maybe we don't feel like that about that person. Maybe we thought it was this way, but it's not. We might get surprised by a few things. Now, joining this, the sun opposing the moon, we've got on Scorpio's side, we've got Mars. Yeah, Mars is a bit of a thug, huh? He likes action, and he likes to take action probably, and a bit impulsive. So it can be a bit impulsive, impatient, action, assertion, aggression, Mars energy in Scorpio. So of course it's always ultimatums. Of course it's always the ultimate because it's in Scorpio. And then we've also got Mercury, the communicator in Scorpio. Communications are going to be direct to the point, or they could be manipulative and secretive. And so we've also got the sun, so identity into that part, into Scorpio. And then we've got Uranus, the element of surprise in Taurus. And we've got Jupiter in Taurus, also expanding things out. Now, this lunar axis is going to be the push and pull between relationships. If you had a relationship where it was hanging by a thread, and this is the one where the thread's going to get cut. If you were almost ready to make a commitment to someone, jump in. This is the time. So this is the time to make those ultimate sort of commitments. You're in or you're out. That's it. And this moon, this full moon eclipse is going to show you all those things that support the decision to be in or to be out. And it's going to come on from small things that turn into big things very quickly, small discussions that turn into big discussions very quickly. And it's around being valued. You know, now I'm going to throw Venus into the mix because Venus is in Virgo. And although ruling Virgo and in a good position in Virgo, it's about values, being valued, the value of things, the value of what you have, the values that you have in relationships. And so Venus is really grinding some of this stuff out, that Venus doesn't take crap from nobody. And don't mess romantically with a Virgo because you'll pay for it later. I think Scorpios are about revenge. I don't know. I wouldn't make a Virgo mad. They let you know pretty quick. but when Venus is there, it's about the natural expressions of relationship. It's the stuff that actually comes to fruition. It's the stuff of do. So what do you do in relationship, or actions of relationship, that Venus energy? Now, that could be actions leading to breakups, actions leading to commitments, actions of being valued. Do you feel valued? Are you feeling not valued? But those will be the deciding sort of catalysts in some of this relationship energy. We've also got, when I talk about that Uranus and Jupiter energy in Taurus, it's very much that surprise energy, that, ooh, wait till the last minute. Ooh, guess what just came out? Oh, I didn't know this from the past. Because as Jupiter and Uranus go direct very shortly, things from the past come up for a good shakeup. And so we're going to see that over the next 8 weeks. And so relationships by the end of the year, If it has any sort of shaky ground, it's done. It's just it and move on because this whole shift in karmas happened with Scorpio and Taurus. And by the time we get to the corresponding new moon in Taurus, that reset button this spring, that whole lunar axis has sort of come to its completion. Jupiter will have left Taurus at that time, and we'll still have Uranus, and Uranus will be exiting out by 2025. And so we kind of come to a big epiphany, and then we're in the new paradigm shift of ideas, and then we move on. Now, I want to just go back to, I'm going to get kind of weird and esoteric here for a minute, but Uranus in Taurus. And Uranus rules Aquarian. And I like to think we're dawning on the age of Aquarius. We have Pluto moving to Aquarius. It's kind of a big deal. But we also have the last time Aquarian planets were in Aquarius and in Taurus, and Saturn moved from Aquarian recently into Pisces. And we've got Uranus still in Taurus. This was 1984. And 1984 was, books have been written about 1984, and Orson Welles has talked about 1984. And I go to now where we have, and we just had the same placement of Uranus and Saturn and Taurus and Aquarian, but opposite. And we're back to, I almost feel like those revelations from 1984. Here we are. Look around us. And so in terms of technology and the ideas behind Big Brother and the ideas behind all this conspiracy ideas, but the reason I'm bringing it up is we are dawning on this new idea, and there are these power shifts, and the next 6 months are going to be intense. But if I go back to just this weekend and that moon, well, Scorpio and Taurus, Palestine and Israel are on that lunar axis of Scorpio and Taurus. And they've got all these planets at play. It comes to a head over certainly this coming 10 days. And then it shifts into the new idea. And like I said, by that corresponding new moon in Taurus in the spring, we might see a change in direction in that conflict. We'll see certainly maybe some outcomes from whatever's showing up in the next few days, because things kind of escalate with this moon. We're showing a lot of stuff. A lot of information comes in the same time. And that's that full moon. And things that have been hidden, things get exposed, ideas come out. And so it's on that lunar axis of Israel and Palestine. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens over this next 10 days and the reset button that shows up that's tagged along with this in the spring. Because I feel like, and I've said it before and I'm going to say it again, although conflict, and my heart goes out to families struggling in that conflict right now. From this will come peace, and will come a new peace accord, a new idea of peace, a new way of looking at peace, a new thing around that. So it feels pretty big, a big idea, and because what's put in place is karmic and in place for many years to come. And all the conflict, and even in our own personal lives, and things that we recently, since the last eclipse just happened, like the last 2 weeks, have had to let go of. And the October 14th in Libra and Aries axis, now this one in Scorpio and Taurus, there's a lot of finales, lots of endings, lots of surprise, things that come up that could serve as catalysts to some final changes that needed to happen and that had been tinkering around for the last 20 months while these eclipses have been going on. Well, now it's just time. Now it's the rubber hits the road, and now we're at that place where we're going to close a bunch of chapters, and we're going to set off on this new trajectory. And at the same time, and at the final pieces, we still got Neptune and Saturn and Pisces retrograde, kind of making things fuzzy, making things a bit fuzzy for us. This is why it's not really the time to be impulsive and make decisions, and it's the time to reflect, kind of get your conviction of your stance, maybe where you're really having to take a stance. And just know that stance is coming over the next 10 days. If you haven't been some of those earlier in those 0 to 10 degrees, where you've been feeling it already since that October 14th eclipse, hopefully you have. But I just feel like they're coming to resolve. And so just know any tough times are temporary, and that it comes to resolve, and that freeing up for peace. Okay, that's the big message from this moon coming, and the corresponding moons from there. Whew, felt like a lot. Now, you can find me at bernicebissonpsychic.com. I am in Winnipeg, Canada. I read full time. I read palms and cards and tea leaves, all kinds of stuff. I do psychic and medium work together. I do a lot of paranormal. I do a lot of spirit seeking, paranormal research, all those kinds of things here in Winnipeg. And if you like that kind of stuff, just go to my website. All my podcasts and social media and all that is there. I have about 30 some odd episodes of my podcast out, and you get to hear previous readings because everybody records my readings. I insist. It's like a weird thing I do. And so, and they come back with those recordings, and you get to hear all the stuff I told them, and then you get to hear what's transpired for them since. So it's a good listen if you like kind of chicken soup for the psychic soul kind of stuff. Lots of fun. Okay. Now, I believe I got a beautiful soul named Stephanie, and Stephanie's been waiting patiently as I've been blabbing away. Hello, Stephanie.
Yes, hello. How are you? I'm here.
Oh, lovely. Thank you for joining me. And so my name is Bernice. People call me B. And
okay.
I have only a little bit of time on this show. I have enough for two readings, and I want to be able to get to the heart of the issue with you. Is there somewhere you'd like me to focus?
Yeah, as far as like business success, I'm going through an issue with trying to figure out about trying to maintain my home. As far as things are coming up with that, just if there's anyone around me, trying to keep me from beyond and try to keep me on the up and up, and just
on the good and narrow. All right, I get it. So what's if you don't mind me asking, Stephanie, what's the day and month of your birthday?
4/4/76.
4/4. Ooh, power. Woo-hoo. All right, ding ding. 4/4. Okay, you're my little Aries. I spoke very briefly about at the beginning of my show. If you go back, everything's recorded. You're going to be able to get this reading and what I talked about before. Aries, my girl, you are going through a big transformation. What feels like loss right now around you in terms of people, people showing who they are. This last year has been a bit about that. You have 5 more eclipses, kind of 4 more eclipses now showing you who's in, who's out. Your success, your business, your money, your finance has been held up the last 2 years. You're going to find that the things that have been stuck or have been challenges, those blocks are going to start to remove. And the big piece for you in this is success around your reputation, your standing. Sometimes it's like getting certified, getting that license, getting that recognition in your business that, oh, that person knows what they're doing, that person's kind of that expert. And this is a big focus for you. Becoming that person, or that your business is that where you would be licensed in it, or you'd be the specific to it. So this focus is going to be quite good for you. You might have changed tracks the last 2 years, or tried to jump tracks of what you were doing. And I feel like there's something, even by December, news around solidifying your business, the certification, the licensing, some sort of piece of paper. And then by March, everything's in place. You seem to be heading in this direction in terms of, I feel like entrepreneurship, self-employment, self-directed, self-work is your feather in your cap. Being able to, because I feel like if you just go get a job, a job, you're going to need 2 of them. you know?
Okay.
And I
Mhm.
know you're a hard worker. And I just, Aries
Mhm.
always come full bore. They come in and because of your birthday, 4/4, you are naturally gifted at the health and wealth of others. Everything you work in is about the betterment of others and not necessarily just in service to them, but you would make a natural leader or organizer. I only because you're always good at you show up prepared, you show up ready, you show up in that place. I just feel like anything around a job, it might be that you're underpaid or
Mhm.
it's not quite enough money. So you need like a job and a half, or, like,
Understood.
that-
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds about correct.
yeah. And I feel like if you say had a job and something where you can work for yourself because you're very good at, you work hard. And I just feel like anything where it has an entrepreneurial, would you get a license or certification? You'd be independent in your work. That could be like selling things. That could be in terms of having a certification to do that. You would be very good because you'd be able to earn a lot more money because you work real hard. And I just don't think that the job you'd be getting is actually it's gonna bring in tons of money. It might pay a couple of bills. So you might need like the job and a
Mhm.
half. And there's
Okay.
something about you're really getting on top of your debt, your loans, your financing. You might be reorganizing, restructuring, or redoing. Because I don't know that it's about more money coming in. I feel like it's about saving money. It's about
Okay.
reorganizing your money right now. Okay. Did you just do that?
Okay. No, but I'm trying to be more conscientious of it and trying to get things in order. I am. That's what I'm doing now as we speak.
Yeah, there's something about you might be able to move around some debt so that your cash flow feels better. It feels like it's and I feel like you might be in this pattern until for about a year and a bit until the spring of 2025, and then I feel like you've got something paid off or you're in a new bargaining, like you're able to negotiate a new loan or negotiate better financing. Okay. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Then
And do you see anybody like giving me any messages from beyond? Is
that's
anybody
a big
around me?
question.
Any?
Okay, it's a big question. I'm actually going to go to my next caller, but I am going to tell you that there's a young man that keeps showing up around you. He wasn't old when he died. He was a younger man, and he died fairly quickly or pretty tragically, like in an accident or conflict. And he seems to show up really strong around you, and that the message that he brings, this younger man, he's been gone a little while. I'm going to say at least 5 years, but he seems to show up with you and that you've got some healthcare decisions for a woman in your family right now that's going to show up very shortly. Her care, her health, responsibilities might wind up on your shoulders around that.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All
With
right.
love, my
All
friend.
right. All right. Thank
Take care.
you. Have a
We'll
good
chat
one.
again Monday.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Thank you, Stephanie. Okay. Now, I believe I have another lovely caller up, and they were calling from Cranbrook, BC. Is that where Cranbrook, Alberta? Is that what I saw?
Yeah,
Megan
in
in
Cranbrook, British
Cranbrook, British
Columbia.
Columbia. Megan, lovely. Now, where would you like to focus, Megan? My name's Bernice.
Hi, nice to
Hello.
meet you.
Nice to meet you. People call me B, and you're the rest of my show. So where would you like to focus?
I have a few people that I like to focus on. If
On
you have
dead
any
people
messages
or
from them,
dead or living?
yeah,
The dead people?
yeah,
Dead people, living people? Okay. Think
yeah.
about them walking up to you. Think about them around you. And so I want to start with, okay, out where you are. I'm going to kind of message a few things as I kind of just collect messages. Is that okay if I do it that way? Okay.
Yeah.
Um, there is something really important about maybe where you're living in and working and living in the same community of Cranbrook in some way, that there is a woman. There's three people I keep seeing showing up. There's a woman who shows up, and I feel like with her's like an auntie. There's what I would imagine might be the grandmother, and then with her is a younger woman. These two show
Yep.
up together around you, that I'm supposed to talk about. In my mind, they show me a field amongst mountains and a river that kind of flows near, and I just see you walking along there. And that this woman and the younger lady show up together for you, and that there is a little girl who's like a little one around you, living, a little girl. She's a gift. She's just this young girl's a gift, is what I'm supposed to tell you. And that
Aw.
there is a man who had a heart attack, who had a heart
Yes.
condition or a heart attack. In my
Mhm.
mind, I laugh a little bit because he's wild energy and he's like
Yep.
wild horse. If wild horses couldn't drag me away from you, he says. And so I feel like he shows up like wild horses, and he likes to laugh. He likes
Yep.
to call. If somebody's smiley, somebody's like smiley, or smiley, smile. And that I feel like if I think about the two ladies and then this man, that they show up. You don't have to go to the graveyard. They show up at your house, and that you don't need to go to the graveyard. They literally show up at your house. And it's funny in my head. I feel like when they show up, they're like petting some dog. They're like,
Aw.
hey, dog. And they're petting the dog. And then um, there's there's these two kids. They keep talking about these two kids, and that they're supposed to be. I don't know if there wasn't a recent baby girl. There's going to be this baby girl. Um, it it feels like big news, and in my mind, I keep getting an E, like an E name. I keep getting an I name, which seems weird, letters to start with, and the image of roses, which for me means that um, with death is birth, that this girl's important. There's something about you, and they keep bringing up education, like you. I don't know that you're going to deal with a director of some sort, a director of an organization, or something about this where I feel like you have opportunities and options. You're a natural leader. You have this opportunity popping up for you, or you'll be dealing with working in your community. I don't know. That sounds weird, but um,
That's
you have
true. I
something.
work in the community.
Oh, yeah, and you got something very good around this. Like
Mhm.
you, you might be tapped around. You might be tapped on the shoulder to be a natural leader, not a boss. Nobody wants to boss nobody, but
Oh,
I don't know. Like it feels like there's big changes right in front of you. You're going to know within 4 months. Okay, it feels happy. No
okay.
one's crying about it.
That's good.
Okay.
Mhm.
I don't know that you're leaving Cranbrook. I mean, you could go to surrounding communities, but I don't think you're coming to
Yeah.
Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Just so you know where I am. As much as I'd love you to come here, I don't think so. Um, and I do feel like there's also someone who might also be in BC uh, who's struggling with maybe some mental health and addictions.
Mhm.
And and I feel like you can try to help them You can try to set things straight. You can try to, and I don't know that, I don't know that it's helping at the moment. And that there could be lots of conflict and stuff coming up for this person with their addictions and mental health, and that things kind of bubble up if they didn't bubble up recently.
Yep,
Okay.
that's very true.
Okay.
Actually, it's the situation I have right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Just your dead people know this. You asked what your dead
Yeah.
people want you to know. They want you to know this. They are concerned about somebody and fentanyl. Do you
Hmm.
know that?
The one that's fentanyl, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. They're concerned. And you have your loved ones who bring this forward, and that I feel like there's also some sort of court date or some sort of legal process that's in front of you. You're not in trouble. You're not in trouble, but you maybe you're a witness. Maybe you have to go through some sort of process. And I feel like you're just trying to stick up for people. You're just trying to help someone out. You're just trying to, and so it feels like a lot of other people's stuff for you right now. And if I
Yeah.
may, I'm gonna, because I only have about 90 seconds, so I'm gonna cram in a few things.
Yeah.
Know you're making the right decision with this person because you got something tough coming. Know that you've got a woman who's like a mother figure who seems to think you are the bee's knees. Know that men are difficult right now. I'm sorry. And so men feel a bit challenging right now. And I'm talking like not just romantic men, but all flavors
Yeah.
of them. Okay. Okay. And that
Yeah.
you might find you've got something where you're supposed to get away to Calgary, or that you might get away to Alberta for a bit. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
I do.
And
I'm going there in 3 weeks.
perfect. Perfect. And that I feel like the name Jason keeps coming up. And I just feel like just avoid Jason. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. And that's all I got because I only got about 30 seconds left. So I'm going to send you a lot of love and light and safe travels, my beautiful friend in Cranbrook. And hopefully we can chat again on this show. And if you want to find me, you can find me at bernicebissonpsychic.com. My appointments are normally an hour long. I can cram a lot into a short period, but I really love to kind of go deep into the psyche, and I love to spend time with your loved ones. Thank you for spending time with me, and we'll see you again in 7 days.